everybody, Tom Ross here, building a sealed deck for Grand Prix Atlanta. Alright, let's start with the lands here. When I open a sealed deck, I usually look for Evolving Wilds and Pilgrim's Eye to see if I can play 3 colors or not. Ally Encampment sometimes can let you do it, but that's not really something you can count on. So we'll probably be building a 2-color deck here. The Eldrazi are good if you can get up to the mana to cast them. If you have something like Kozilek's Channeler or something, or if you just have a reason to play 18 or 19 mana sources. Looks like we won't be playing Rune Processor because Bane and Break of Armor is just better. These color or multicolored cards are allies, so they might go with the ally encampment if we choose to. The black doesn't look like it has great removal. It has Demon's Grasp and Bone Splinters, which are mediocre. Drana is the main reason to run black, but it is double color, so that's not really a card you can splash even with ally encampment. The rest of the cards seem like kind of filler. Night Watch, Silent Skimmer, just like whatever. Hissing Me Out is hard to get value out of, and Overseer is just really a 3/4 for 6. Red is pretty light, even in the number of cards and the amount of playables. You don't have any outstanding removal like Touch of the Void or Rolling Thunder. All you have is Outnumber, and that's hard to count on. The rest of it is just kind of mediocre allies and this like filler creatures, Slide Runner and Kozilek Sentinel, which are fine if that's your base color, but nothing really a reason to play the color. White seems to be the strongest. You have Hero Gumafata, which is a great ally, but also great on its own. Circling Fissure is a good combat trick and nearly removal on its own. Sheer Drop's probably the best common removal spell, and Stasis Stare probably the best uncommon removal spell. So having good removal is a draw to a main color. The Cascaders fill up the 2 drops that I need. I play the Cub if I have to. Let's Master Focus is a good trick on offense or defense. It's easy to leave up and usually trades up for a card. Blue looks pretty deep. There's a lot of cards in it. The 2 Eldrazi Sky Spawners really jump out at me. They're great at any point in time. Flyers or to ramp up to maybe these Eldrazi's here. Adverse Conditions is great as like a removalish spell. Tightening Coils can be good if you have a lot of flyers, which I think we will. And then Rush of Ice is a good tempo card. Horribly Awry and Scattered Winds can't control their spells they have trying to cast on you. And Halimor Tidecaller is one of the bigger reasons I want to play blue. You have a healthy number of Awakened cards: Sheer Drop, Encircling Fissure, Rush of Ice, and the counter spell, Scatter the Wind. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 more often than not. Then green here I can pretty easily dismiss because I usually like green to be a base color and to have a lot of mana fixing elements in it. And really all you have is Sylvan Scrying, no like explosive vegetations or 2/1s that tap for any color mana. You have Blister Pod, which kind of pairs with Bone Splinters, but that's not really a great thing to be doing without other good cards to back it up, which I don't think there are. Alright, that's how my analysis is. Let's see what I build. So here's what I build. We have 22 playables out here, along with 4 non-basic lands. Essentially have 19 mana sources once you count the Pilgrim's Eye, which is, I guess, the minimum that I'm comfortable with running huge Eldrazi's, the Bane of Beleged, and Break of Armies. Also, you have some number of Eldrazi signs you might make to accelerate them out. So basically with this deck, you're going to want to try to gum up the ground and win with your flyers. Maybe your Sky Spawners, Kalamana, or just get a huge Eldrazi in play and win with that thing. You have a good amount of removal. You have Tightening Coils, which gets a card on the ground, and cards like Core Cascader might even punch through whatever you're trying to keep on the ground. Stasis Stare is great. It'll be your number 1 removal spell. A Circling Fissure will often counter removal spell too. Hopefully they'll be attacking all out on the ground. You can kind of eat up their team a little bit. You have 4 cards to go with the Tidecaller, which I like a lot. That'll be your main card advantage engine later in the game. I do like all the non-basic lands. You might be able to cut 1, but Skylight Cascade will gain you like a little bit of life every now and then. And they're like a decent card to draw later in the game. And when you're trying to bridge the gap between your early curve out and trying to get your Eldrazi in play. A few cards I'm not playing that got cut were this Ally Encampment, which can't cast your colored mana spells, but can cast, of course, your allies. But I don't really think it's worth it, even though it does bring back an ally that's already in play. Xert Influence, I recommend bringing in out of sideboard if you see a lot of 2-power creatures, but I wouldn't play another color trying to get 3-power creatures. Oracle of Dust can gump the ground. It's one of the last cards that got cut, and I don't really see what I'd cut for it, so there it is. But if you have like a lot of 3/3s attacking or something, maybe. Then Finnegar Cub. 3 2-drops is probably what I'm looking for. Also got Tightening Coils, Horribly Awry, and this is just the weakest 2-drop. Maybe if you see a bunch of enchantments or something, you can consider it. But yep, I stick with the basic blue-white deck. Wouldn't go too far into allies or try and splash a third color. Just keep it simple. Try and with the flyers and the good cards.